Well, here I am in my garage again. It's kind of hot in here though, so I gotta open the door. It's just got a side door open with a fan going, but it's just way too hot. Okay. Well, anyway, I've been working on this M37, trying to get some of these parts straightened out, because near as I can figure out, I don't know if this other guy that bought it, if he had anything to do with taking the big parts out. I kind of doubt it, because if he took parts out, I should have found them somewhere. But I think what probably happened was this was sitting around in the Army terminal so long that they probably use this for parts, I'm thinking, because if you go back to the records, even back in '74, it never changed the mileage. It was still 22,917. So basically, they just parked it, and then they pulled parts off of it. So I'm having to go through and get parts for it and everything else, which is kind of hard. And some things you can find, some you can't. Like for instance, the carburetor. The carburetor on this, what they have on it now is this Carter Carb, which is the wrong one. This is not right. For this U.S. Army one, it was not, this one you could not use, because you couldn't use it with the oil bath air filter. Okay. Here's the housing for the oil bath air filter. And you have to look at that triangular flange on the bottom. Well, this is the carb it's supposed to have. And it does have the triangular part on the side where it's supposed to plug into. So that's what the thing was. Well, of course, stuff like that's not cheap. As it was, this guy was selling it on eBay. Actually, there are other guys. I found about 3 of them for sale on eBay. Couldn't find them anywhere else. And the other 2 I saw, they wanted $250. Both of them did. This guy here wanted $230. And on top of that, he had taken this thing completely apart, rebuilt it. He even showed every single part he put back into it. The other ones, nah, they just showed this thing. It was obviously a used one. You could see it was painted or something, faded paint on it or something else. This one wasn't. It was totally clean. So anyway, so I offered the guy, he wanted $230, I offered $221. And so altogether it was going to come to about $280 by the time I went through shipping. Well, he refunded me $30, $31. So instead of $280, it cost me $250. So that supposedly should be here either tomorrow or before the 17th, supposedly. So we'll see. So that's one thing. Now, the other prop shaft that this is missing, was the other big part that was missing. I worked on that too, because this one that I have here, I picked up also on eBay, but I got it from a guy in Georgia. And it was a little rusty and everything else, but I cleaned it up and cleaned up. In fact, you couldn't even see where the grease fittings were. You can see them now. Right in there. You couldn't see in there at all. But universal joint works fine, no problem. See the other side. See the grease fitting in there. There's also one out here. So those are fine. The splines are in there pretty good. So anyway, so that one's going to go in here. We gotta tilt it back up again. Well, actually, this, what it's sitting on, this is also in the M37 when I picked it up. It, I didn't think it was, and then one of the guys that helped us haul it on his trailer, he was moving this thing around. I thought it was his. He says, "Oh no, it came out of the back of that." I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "No, it's yours." I said, "Oh, okay." So anyway, so I got this. So it's come in pretty handy, actually. I don't have to stoop over and do anything, so that worked out pretty good. And then tomorrow my daughter's going to come over and help me out, so supposedly, I don't know, she told me that before a couple times and still haven't made it over, so we'll see. So anyway, I'm getting stuff cleaned up and getting ready to put it back in. I still got to make sure I got enough bolts to put back in, nuts and bolts for it to get it in there. But yeah, so yep, we're still moving along. And see, with the door open, of course, it's kind of, you notice it's kind of gets washed out, even though we're in the shade here. But so, yep, the old M37 is, we're going to make sure we can get this sucker to run, and we'll get it to move somehow. One way or the other, we're going to get it to run and move. But so anyhow, that's what we've been doing here. Talk to you.